What's up, everybody? Time to play Mega Man 4. It's loading. Well, it wasn't loading, it was just kind of, getting started and ready to go. Household robots rock and roll were created by master robot designer Dr. Light, and were enjoying their peaceful days. Then one day, the industrial robots all over the world went on a rampage, and the world fell into total chaos. Dr. Light quickly realized that the mad scientist Dr. Wily was behind the nefarious deed, but he didn't know what to do. Rock, having a strong sense of justice, volunteered to be converted into a fighting robot. Thus the super robot Megaman was born. Yeah, I just realized it was dead quiet during that part. Megaman shattered Dr. Wily's plans 3 times, and world peace has been maintained so far, but history repeats itself. Dr. Cossack, a mysterious scientist, has invented 8 powerful robots and sent them after Megaman. Megaman starts for the battle again. This time, equipped with the powerful new Mega Buster. Even though I've been calling it Mega Buster the whole game, it technically wasn't considered the Mega Buster until this game, because that's when you get the charge shot. Also, anyone else find it odd that they give you an origin story in the 4th game? I'm sorry, this just really distracted me. Anyway, now let's get started off with Bright Man. Now the 8 robot masters in this game are Bright Man, Toad Man, Pharaoh Man, Drill Man, Dive Man, Skull Man, Ring Man, and Dust Man. That was 8, right? Anyway, Bright Man's stage consists of this light gimmick. When you shoot the light bulb enemies, the lights go out. But when you shoot the firework enemies, the lights come back on, and it's very confusing because it doesn't make any sense. Now, I showed off right about, I believe, here. No, okay. Now this is the Mega Buster. Is if you hold down the shoot button, you shoot this powerful charge shot, which it counts for about 3 pellets of damage. So it's pretty good, but not something I rely on unless I need to do something like this to an enemy where I don't really have all the time in the world to just continue shooting them. Also, this is actually my 2nd recording of the game because the first one was just really bad and I cheated. And if you're wondering what I mean by I cheated, is I used that rewind mechanic that you see me use sometimes because I accidentally hit the button. And I do use it in this playthrough to show off extra pathways. Like, I'll be showing it off later when we get to the next boss, because he has 2 paths that you can take, and I show off one, but then I rewind back to the split path so I can show you guys the other one where an item that I need to get in that stage is. Ooh. Now look at the fancy schmancy new menu screen. And we still have Rush Coil, who operates the exact same as Mega Man 3, so yeah. Nothing too crazy different in this game. Just new bosses, new weapons, and the new villain that you could see on the right side of the screen with Dr. Cossack, and then you have Mega Man with his derpy grin. Seriously, why didn't they draw him, like, more serious? Like, why isn't he looking more serious? Also, just a small side note is, the reason there was no video up this morning is because I lost power and I couldn't record anything. So yeah, that happened. But I'm back and hopefully I'll be able to get all the episodes out before Mega Man 11. Hopefully. But if not, oh well. I mean, hopefully you guys won't mind if I just have, like, however Mega Man games I finish, and then Mega Man 11 just somewhere in the middle of that. Now this is actually why I hate Bright Man Stage and want to knock it out first, is because of this section right here. I don't know why that happened. That was really weird. But yeah, you have to deal with the enemies that shut off the lights, so you have to watch where you're jumping. And if you miss them, they retaliate at you. And that enemy is annoying because if you run into him, you fall into a pit and die. And has anyone else noticed I've taken next to no damage for this entire... Actually, I don't think... yeah, I haven't taken any damage at all in the stage. Uh-huh. Considering the fact that Mega Man 3, I chucked my phone across my room because of how many times I died. Now, Brightman, if you want to avoid getting, like, a guaranteed hit, because I do take damage in this fight, but, shoot him once, and then only use charge shots. Because Brightman's mechanic is that he freezes time, and then either jumps on you or fires you. But he does a ridiculous amount of contact damage. But the trick is he only freezes time at certain points of his health. It's at 3 different occasions on his health, but if you shoot him once, you never trigger the fact that he's going to try and freeze you. So, yeah. And then a trick I try to do here is if, in Mega Man 4, if you're in the middle of the screen, and I failed it here, I believe, you just pop up. It happens in the next stage, I think. And in the next stage, we'll be taking on, after this epic soundtrack with Mega Man spinning. Woo! I can't really do it much here because I'm hooked up to my computer, and I don't want to break something, even though I shattered my phone screen. And when I say shattered, I mean I just got one correct. Anyway, on to Pharaoh Man stage. You know, I just realized that one of my friends said that I say anyway too much in my videos. And even in, like, just normal conversation. Anyway, a Pharaoh Man stage, the first part. I just realized what I was saying. Anyway, Pharaoh Man stage. The first part you just have to deal with these the sand that's just moving quickly. And you just want to keep jumping, and if you stay at the top, you can easily jump over the scorpions. And it's not that bad, as long as you just keep an eye out of what you're doing. Now, there's a split path here. You can either go to the right, or you can continue down. So, I missed the jump, so I'm going down first. But that's actually a good thing, because I wanted to go down first. Now, this path is not too bad. I usually never take it, so yeah, that's something. Why is my phone going off? I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to cut that out. So, sorry if you guys heard that, but, you know, my messages from, like, Mega Man Star Force 3, which hopefully I'll play eventually, but right now I can't do it. Anyway, that's the end of the path, so I'm gonna rewind the game and meet you guys back at the top. So, yeah, once I'm back at the split path, I'll meet you guys there. And this is the rewind mechanic. You hold the L button, and it's only the first 6 games, and you just rewind back. But I'll meet you guys once I'm back at the split path, so give me 1 minute. Okay, now that we're back, time to switch to Rush Coil, so that way I can make the jump guaranteed. And yeah, if you continue to the right, you get another sand pit. Now, you're supposed to go down, but if you're a dexterous player, like myself, I just got hit, that hurt. No, it didn't actually hurt me. Which actually is kind of ironic considering what happened earlier today, but I'm not going to mention that. Anyway, we just got the balloon item. And the balloon item is item 1. Basically, just a different name. And then we just pop back up here. So if you want to, it's an extra ability plus full recharge, and you get to start back over from like halfway through the stage. Now, this section you want to be very careful because of these guys. You gotta step on them, but they just continue forward and shoot occasionally when you get near them. But they disappear once they hit a wall, so you gotta be quick to move and get away, so you don't end up like hitting the spikes or being in that situation where you have to. Now, here's a bit where I'm going to be a total idiot, and you're supposed to go up, face that enemy, and then I decided I was gonna slide under, and then use a balloon to catch myself instead of dying, but you're supposed to just go on that platform. And I thought it would be a smart idea to do that. When in reality, I practiced that like a lot just to get it right. Because now that was my first try on the run of the stage, but you should see my last attempt when I first recorded this, where I just died so many times over and over and kept rewinding. But yeah! So, now, Brightman's weapon, and we're at Pharaoh Man. Brightman's weapon works like Flashman's weapon, but the difference is you can fire the Mega Buster. So if you freeze him and just hit the button, you can just sit there. And if you're playing the Legacy Collection, you can just hold down the A button and just sit there, firing constantly. I've actually seen an animation of this on another YouTube channel. I can't remember the name at the moment. I'm sorry. I'm trying to think of it. Where he's just like sitting there firing at Pharaohman. Using Megaman staring at him. He's just like, I can't move. And that's Pharaohman down. Just sit there shooting. Now, I believe I get it right here. Is if you're in the very center, like pixel perfect, boom, you just pop. Right in the center of the screen. It's kind of fun. And this really neat section. I like the music. And we get the Pharaoh shot. The Pharaoh shot is actually something that charges above your head. So, like, you can charge it up, and it'll just sit above Megaman's head. And then if something runs into it, you can actually get a second shot. And that's a good trick to use. And that's also in this game, for speedrunners, I don't know if speedrunners use this trick a lot, because I've never seen speedruns of Mega Man 4, because it's kind of my least favorite. But when I say Mega Man 4 is my least favorite, I mean, all that means is, like, it's the one I'd prefer not to go back to as much. So, yeah, but hey, maybe I'll do a top 10 of my favorite Mega Man games someday if I ever figure out that kind of an editing style. Then again, I don't think it'd be that hard, just, like, get some... You know, maybe I'll do that someday. It's just like a top 10, top 10 Mega Man games. Top 10 of my favorite Mega Man games. Now, Ringman stage is not that bad. You just have to deal with these platforms that, once you touch them, disappear. So, you gotta be careful and quick with your timing, and I'm just not really explaining the stage at all. So, yeah, just keep an eye out, and the second you touch the platform, it's gonna disappear. And they're always gonna go from the side that you touch first. Never the other way around with the rainbow platforms. And now here, we have a giant hippo. And I like to say Ringman stage is the mini-boss stage, because you have 4 mini-bosses, and 2 of them are repeated. Well, actually, they're both repeated. So you have to deal with another hippo, and then another mini-boss that comes up later. It's just kind of annoying. Yeah, and Ringman stage, as you noticed, because it was bright outside, the background was bright, but now it's a starry night, because we've progressed. Time has passed, but they should have had more of a sunset type thing before they made it all nighttime-ish. Now here's the second mini-boss, is he keeps his eyes closed and then he fires, and that's when he's vulnerable. So you want to keep that and then just try to keep timing. I usually count to about 4 and then I jump and fire. But sometimes that timing doesn't always work, as considering the fact I'm missing several times, and once you beat him, another hippo pops up. And if you have Dive Man's weapon, this actually becomes a lot easier because it just goes up and hit him instead of having to take out the platform and just shoot him like I'm doing. But this is the order when I prefer to go in, is because I prefer to take out Bright Man first when I play this game, just because I hate his stage and I don't want to deal with it. Now, something new about Mega Man 4, which I just realized I haven't been able to show off until now, is if you go up this ladder, you find Eddie, or Flip Top is his Japanese name, and Eddie will give you a random item. It could be an extra life, an E-tank, a big weapon energy, or a big energy pellet to refill your health. But if you get something you don't like, I'm sorry for yawning. If you get something you don't like, you can just exit the screen and come back. And now with these platforms, is they disappear the opposite way. So what you want to do is you want to wait for them to disappear fully, and then try to make a jump once they're reappearing, so that way you can just, like, get away and not fall to your death. But they always go backwards. Like, they always disappear right to left instead of left to right. But none of them always disappear, like, left to right. Because the rainbow ones just disappear from whatever side you touch them from first. So you get to see that. And now you had another ring mini-boss, but that's the end of the stage. So, on to Ringman, who's weak to the Pharaoh shot. And, hey, have you guys noticed this? As I died so many times in the earlier games, but I haven't died so far! It's amazing! It's mind-blowing! Except I die in this boss fight, because I completely forgot how Ringman works, and I just failed a lot. Because you don't want to stand at the edge of the screen, you want to stand slightly... You want to stay on, like, if you're looking at the bottom of the screen, is like the weird green platform versus the blue. You want to stand about in the center of those green platforms, and then just time your jumps, because it'll fly further past you. It's just that way you can time it better, and you know if you need to move out of the way. So if you stand about there, which I don't do, Actually, more not really in the middle, just kind of like behind the weird, 4 divots. Behind those. Instead of in the middle. And then you can make the jump better than I am. Or just stick close to Ringman, because, yeah. And, do I get 2 for 2? Come on, 2 for 2. 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 It's fun to do that. It's also helpful in speedruns, actually. Because you just like, boom, instant, pop to the center of the screen. You don't have to wait for him to jump. It's just like, boom, you get your weapon, moving on. But since we just took down the first 3 Robot Masters, and I'll try to post in the morning, I will see you guys in the next episode where we take down the next 3. So, I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.